teach the program as the course instructor, all right, and then we have support staff, Dr. Vivian Vieta, all right, who's the head of our TARPS program. We have support staff also including Miss Ada Bogarts, Miss Maddie Walling, and also Mr. Ray Lizardo, okay, who comes in at night throughout the year, and then he's with us during the daytime because he also works at another school during the normal school year. And Ray is a teacher just like myself in commercial art technology, certified in that particular area, had worked in industry as well. And then Ms. Walling, she's also another resident expert in a wide variety of software packages. Mr. Lizardo, he and Ms. Walling give that little side specialized study to the students themselves, and then we have the after-school program that you just mentioned, of which Dr. Vieta herself provides that one-on-one care, if you will, from about 2:30 on to 4:30, 5 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. Wow, a number of years of experience. We have been immersed in several trainings, professional development trainings that the district mandates for us, okay, on a yearly, annual basis, but also because we've been earmarked on the high school level, having had students with disabilities in our programs, we've been taken out of the classroom and run through several training programs, of which Ms. Bogard was one of those trainers many, many years ago, and before coming to, or for many, many years before coming on board, and that's actually how I know Ms. Bogard's. But we've all had those trainings, and then just our general experience. Well, we follow the Florida Department of Education curriculum frameworks for our career technical education programs. And that sets the standard, the criteria for the expectations on behalf of the student, and also gives us guidelines as teachers as to how we should score. I think some of those challenges are the real-world applications of soft skills. Showing up on time, longevity, personal hygiene. There's so many, the critical thinking, the problem solving, and these are things that are so imperative to not just employees in general, but specifically in the graphic design industry. So it's kind of the nurturing into that and breaking habits that have been in place for so many years. And once we're able to get them over that hump, the sky's the limit. Well, when the students have a 504 providing accommodations to each and every individual based on those specific needs, a wide range of tactics and strategies that we implement, breaking things down into finer components for the students. We find this is necessary, and the one-on-one personal attention that we as a team are able to provide.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for your participation, and I know that everyone will benefit from your input.
Thank you very much.
I'm lucky to work with Ms. Vieta. Ms. Vieta and our team, because whatever is new, she always share new tips with me, and we work pretty much together. When I detect something I'm not really sure, we always discuss. We always discuss always for the good of the student. Oh, I've been seeing those ladies every day. They're always here to see if everything is okay. If I don't need help, which they help a lot anyway. They assisted me on many ways. Mentally, through skills, through academics, because I gotta say that I cannot sit down, and give tutoring one-to-one. So the one that I can really go too deep, but they're here to assist me and to help me to keep everybody on the same page and at the same level, which worked pretty much good. This year we had a very good result, because I believe for me is the first time that I'm presenting three special needs students, Skill USA regional, that they win the first, second, and third place, and we have to go to state. So we compete at state level, which is very very important for me, because it gave me a lot of satisfaction. It make me feel good about what I do, because I'm really do that to share my trade, my knowledge with them, because they are the new generation, the new future. So to me, it's very important. Most of them, for them is the last resort for them. The last resort, because they're gonna have a difficulty to go to a regular college or university. I'm talking for my program. Because I know some of them are very smart. They can do it, but on my program, it's a little more difficult for them. So we try really to do a big input on them, give them motivation, self-esteem. Most important, take the fear away from them, to be able to face the requirement, the industrial requirement, where they're going to be working alone. You got to make realize that sooner or later they're going to be alone, so we have to prepare them very well. And I don't cut corners, because I don't want to make that kind of favor to the student, because on the industry they won't see if they are special need, if they need accommodation or not. So I really have to bring them up to standard as much I can. They're always around to help me, especially when we have a big parties, a big event, because even if they are special need, we do lots of events and big parties, and when I'm very busy, they're always here. Every day I'm moving them around me to always see if I need help. And not too much for me to help, but a help for the student. He helping me on the same time, but it's always for student first. Like I said, I've been learning through Dr. Mohammed and friends of my classes, and through the special development that we do here, professional development, and I use those tips, to be able to accommodate the student, because as everybody should know, there's no voiding here when you become an adult. In high school, from K to 12, they will avoid a lot of things, but as soon as they turn 18, unfortunately, everything stops. So I try to do accommodation for them, to be able to teach them and make them understand, them task. But there's no corners, they have to do it, because on the industry, it won't be no accommodation. The accommodation that I do is just for to help them to execute them tasks, to be able to understand differently and much better. At the end, everything is the same. Okay. The only accommodation I do, if they need extra time, it will be for academics. But skills here in the kitchen, they have to do it. Okay. Well, first of all, there's no negotiating here. Here we got to follow the curriculum, that comes from the state of Florida, from Tallahassee. So we have to follow the curriculum. It's pass or fail. So fail, I don't like it too much. So I do the most I have to do to make them pass. And they pass because, anyway, the curriculum is a basic entry level. So it's not like we have to be very something out of this world, or be a huge decorator or a fantastic baker. No, it's an entry level. So they just have to learn basics. Basics are how to be able to work in the kitchen, understand the material, which everybody can be able to do it. The most important, and I try to work all the time to make them understand that is very important. The challenges are understanding concept about what they are doing, scaling, measuring, reading properly recipes, and interpreting, to interpret exactly what they mean. Understanding what they're reading. Because on top of that, we have then the stress from the kitchen, from the noise, from different tasks that we have to do at the same times, the noise from the other student, the distraction because of what's going on the next door, because we're working on the big kitchen, that we have cooks on one side, a baker on the other side, high school on the other side. So full kitchen, we're talking about probably 30, 40, sometimes more students. So there's a lot of activities, a lot of action going on, and to keep students focusing on what they're doing. Sometimes it's very difficult because they get distracted. Not because they don't want to work, it's just because that's the way they are. So, that is a lot of challenge. Challenge to make them be concentrated all the time on what they're doing, from the preparation to the assembly of the product, finishing the product, and to be able to sell them in the cafeteria. Because whatever we prep, we do sell at the cafeteria. We make them available for students and teachers, whatever is in the school. So this is basically like a real business. It is a business because we produce, we sell it, and it's non-stop. What I would like people to understand that the books that we use, they are a little bit too deep, a little bit too many details, a little bit too high level for them to understand because it's too much. So what we've been doing lately, to concentrate the lecturing, I try to concentrate everything on what we need in the kitchen. Don't try to go too far away, but what's very important for them for the basics, for the level entry. So we're putting that into Google Class. We're doing Google Class. We're doing a little Quizlet. I do a little demonstration, and then I do a little quiz on the demonstration, make sure that they understand. I make a group of 2, 3, or 4 to review steps and the concept and understanding of recipes, method to work, organization, mise en place, and participation, the presentation. Sometimes they don't feel comfortable with the teacher, don't feel comfortable with the ladies, but between them sometimes they learn better, and that works. When they receive from the student, they're not as, how can I say, sometimes they're embarrassed and sometimes they're uncomfortable, so I try to make them as more comfortable as possible. I try to not stay all the time behind them, on top of them, because I want them to be relaxed. That's very important. They are very nervous when they come. They are very, very nervous. Even if they do something simple that it doesn't have to come up today, sometimes we do things they have to be prepped today and finish tomorrow, but still, they are very nervous. It will take them at least, I see during all these years that the first trimester, that's what it took them, at least a trimester to be more or less okay and open to you. So when they give us 600 hours, on the curriculum to graduate a student, this is a huge challenge, because even for a regular student that doesn't have a disability, when I say regular, sorry to use that word, but for a student with non-disability, learning is very difficult. Baking and pastry is a program very heavy, very knowledgeable. There's a lot of things to learn, and it should be the same hours as cooking. Same hours of cooking. In Europe, it's the same. You go 2 years of apprentice for cooking, it's 2 years for baking and pastry, because it's not only baking and pastry. To break it down, in Europe you have 2 years only to learn the baking, because you want to become a baker, and then you got 2 years if you want to become a pastryman. So we're talking a lot of hours here. And when we say 2 years, in Europe they do 1 week a month in school. They don't go every day. Then they are on the industry. So hands-on is like 90% hands-on. They just go to school to learn the academic part, math. If they have to do design, the rest of the skill that they cannot learn because they're working probably in a small bakery. So the teacher is here to reinforce whatever they don't have the time to do it. But most of the time we're talking about 60, 70, 80 hours a week of work in a regular bakery. I mean, on my time. Now it's probably less, but still, it's a lot of hours.
Chef Sarvaji, thank you so much for everything, your valuable input, and for what you do with our students every day. Thank you.
I would like to add another thing, if it's possible.
Absolutely.
Because it's nice to talk, to explain, and put things on writing, on Google, and this and that, to say my point of view that 600 hours is too short. Guys, I'm welcoming you to come over. You are welcome to come anytime, because when we are really in the kitchen, that we see exactly what's going on, what are the challenge, what are the opportunity, what are whatever make this program so fantastic, to see exactly what's going on. Because it cannot be put them on a piece of paper or just to talk on a video. It's nice, but when we really hear around those students with special needs, and we see what some of them they do, because some of them are amazing. Others they struggle a little bit, but when you have a marriage and all that, and you have a result, it really make you feel good. I feel good with myself.
Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome.
You're amazing and the real McCoy.